Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Today we're going to talk about Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Nintendo Switch. If this is your first time coming over the channel, consider throwing that subscription button so you don't miss any more of my future content. Without any further ado, let's get to the video. Now, Luigi's Mansion 3, a third installment. Never did I think we would see a third game in the Luigi's Mansion franchise. I mean, hell, even seeing the first one, the original back on the GameCube, was something special to me. I've always related to Luigi because he's the younger brother, he's a little bit of a scaredy cat, and he's just overall kind of awkward, which basically makes him relatable to me. Luigi's Mansion was such a fun game way back in the day. I mean, who didn't love catching ghosts and just seeing Luigi conquer his fears? Well, I didn't really play much of the second one, solely because it was on the 3DS and I did not like playing on a real cramped little handheld device. I was like, ugh. I played it for probably about an hour or two and I just gave up completely. But I'm so happy that Luigi's Mansion 3 came out on a cramped hybrid device that's console and handheld, so I can play it through the comfort of my own home. I gotta say, this game looks amazing. The detail of it, everything, it's just bright and colorful. Even the dark, scary atmosphere still has like colorful purples and blues and yellows and stuff like that. They really capture that cartoony feel of the Super Mario series, but it also has its own style, You don't really ever see anything that looks the way that Luigi's Mansion does in the Super Mario series, so I'm glad that they're holding it down in that regard. Now, what is the plot? Well, Luigi, Mario, Peach, and the Toads are staying at a hotel that looks luxurious and, like a resort. And not all is what it seems. In fact, Luigi wakes up in the middle of the night and sees that everybody's gone except him, and the hotel has turned into a very scary looking haunted hotel. Poor Luigi. Well, it's up to you to save the day once again, and eventually you get your, reunion with Professor Gadd. You get your vacuum device, the poltergust, and then you get a few little things of equipment here or there as you progress through the story. You even have your dog as your sidekick. Now, I don't want to get away with too many spoilers because I personally, Mario-themed games and stuff, I like to enjoy the story for myself. There is a little bit of one here, but the whole plot synopsis is that you got to rescue your friends. There's a lot of little references to Nintendo history, especially in regards to a lot of Easter eggs and previous console fails and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil anything. I want you guys to be surprised about some of the references and Easter eggs that you'll see in this game. But if you're a retro gamer like myself, you will really enjoy the fan service that appears in this game, because there's a ton of it, a lot, and it's actually quite splendid. Now, the control for the game is pretty much on par with what the previous versions were, but this one plays a little bit differently. Now, remember, I didn't play much of Luigi's Mansion 2. I just thought overall the handheld experience wasn't that great. But for this one, capturing the ghost is actually quite easier than I remember the GameCube one being. You just basically have to shine your flashlight on the ghost. You can even charge it and do like a huge blinding flash and then suck them up once you see like their little heart or their insides pop up. Once you get them sucked, you can actually slam them by repeatedly tapping A until they just wear out and you capture them. So, nothing too fancy or anything like that. You encounter ghosts randomly throughout the whole mansion, and then eventually you start finding booze and stuff that you can find to unlock as well. So there's a lot of, collectible type of stuff. There's hidden money, currency, jewels, diamonds, stuff just like that from the previous version. So if you're a collector and you like to be a completionist and get all the hidden gems and stuff like that, you're more than welcome to. Now, there is one huge major difference with the gameplay that this game introduced, and that's Gooigi. Yeah, a slime version of Luigi, like a doppelganger that's used to basically assist you to help you reach hard to reach places, go through grates, go through fences. Basically, he's used a lot. He could even be like a second power, if you need to suck a ghost with somebody else or to stand on an extra switch. It actually incorporates a new twist to the gameplay that Luigi's Mansion had. I mean, this is an example of adding something new to a game that was completely necessary. Instead of like gyroscopic controls and nonsense like that, this Gooigi gameplay mechanic actually makes it quite enjoyable. Once he's introduced into the game, you immediately just get jumped in and have to help solve puzzles and find your way to certain areas with Gooigi at your side. And I even with multiplayer, local multiplayer, you can have a second person play as Gooigi, and that experience is just as well as dandy. So honestly, a very enjoyable experience with that new mechanic. Now, speaking of multiplayer, this game actually has a couple of modes that you can actually play locally or online. Yeah, there's an online mode with Luigi's Mansion. Now, locally is like, there's a mini game section where there's like a handful of mini games that you and up to like 8 people can play in and compete for a better score. And then there's also the Scream Tower or ScareScraper. I can't think of the name right now, but this one is where you either go for 5 floors, 10 floors, or random, and you try to beat time by clearing out all the rooms of Ghost. You can also play this locally, but you can also play it with friends online, and it's actually quite fun. I rather enjoyed it. It's kind of neat. Having this mode thrown in there, because honestly, you don't really think of Luigi's Mansion as being an online multiplayer game. So I feel that this was a little bit of a nice touch to add additional content for free, mind you, for this game. I mean, this was an extra added bonus, on my opinion, and it's actually solid. Plays just like the actual single player game. You control a Luigi. Each one has like a different uniform. You walk through, you find the ghost, you know, suck them up, you find keys, you find currency, and you just try to rack up the best score you can within the time. Once in a while, you'll find clocks that add time to your time limit, and the idea is to clear all the, you know, floors that you have. And it's kind of similar to the main game. I know it kind of glossed over the premise with the plot, whatever, but the idea is each boss in the main single-player campaign has elevator buttons that unlock new floors to this tower. There's about 15 floors in this game. Eventually, as you progress past like the 4th level, each floor has like its own theming. Like you have like a shop, a mezzanine, you have a garden area, and all sorts of other wacky stuff. There's actually some really interesting decorum throughout the levels in this game. It seems pretty fast-paced, actually. Some of the floors are actually rather short, but then some of them actually are pretty interesting, have a variety of puzzles and stuff. So there's a little bit of everything here. I think this game is just right with its sweet spot and difficulty, as well as length. It's not too long. It's not too absurd with its difficulty or anything like that. I think it's actually really well done. If this was a steak, I'd be like, magnifique. So I really enjoyed Luigi's Mansion 3 for the most part. I mean, I literally played this all day today on Halloween. The only thing that was really stopping me from playing it all at once was the fact that I had to go take the kids out to trick or treat. So, yeah, needless to say, I would say as far as 2019 first-party Nintendo Switch games go, Luigi's Mansion 3 is definitely up there. I would say it's easily probably top 2 best first-party games that Nintendo has released. And it kind of flew under the radar between all this Pokemon talk and this Animal Crossing talk and all these other games that are coming out. It seemed like a lot of people just kind of slept on Luigi's Mansion 3. And I feel that Nintendo actually put some good time and care into this product, and I'm actually glad that they kind of didn't take it easy and play it safe with Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm glad they went outside of the box with the added, you know, multiplayer modes, you know, the online play, the local play. I'm also glad that they added the Gooigi gameplay mechanics, because it adds a whole new experience to the puzzle and solving on this game. And, you know, overall, it's just a really well done game. So I was really impressed. I think it definitely is worth picking up. Now, I got my copy at Walmart because for a reason Walmart has their games $10, $15, $20 cheaper than GameStop does. So I got this for $49.99 plus tax. I mean, it's Luigi's Mansion 3. Of course it's worth buying. Do I really have to sit here and tell you guys to get it? Yeah, so go ahead, get it out. On the 8BE game grading scale, I will give Luigi's Mansion 3 a solid 8.5 out of 10 because of all the variety of different modes that you have in the gameplay mechanics. There's a lot of stuff on here. They added to an already great formula, and I'm glad. And thankfully, this wasn't on a 3DS. They put it where it should belong, on Nintendo console, at home, on your TV. And you know what, guys? It's fantastic. And that's it for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, guys, I do appreciate the support. If you enjoyed the video, click like. Don't forget to sub and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my content. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. You want to become part of the hashtag 8BE Nation, guys? Well, be sure to pick up your official merch, now available online. Link is below in the description. We got classic t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and even women's apparel. Don't forget, pick up your official merch now. And while you're at it, guys, feel free to watch the next video, or why don't you catch up on one that you might have previously missed. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. I couldn't do this without you. You guys are amazing, and don't forget to subscribe and click that like button if you are brand new. Thanks again, guys. Peace out.